welcome back, comic book aficionados, fans, and fellow time travelers to Time Travel Comic. And today is Valentine's Day. Love is in the air, and what better way to enjoy it is with taking a look at comic books that have love and romance, and of course smooches, even on the front cover. So today's a special holiday where we share love and appreciation for one another, and even buy candy. What day wouldn't be complete without candy on Valentine's Day? So we're going to take a blast to the past, to the 1950s, even the 1940s, to take a look at a few Golden Age books in the collection, as well as some Silver Age goodies, and just have some fun. So stick around, we'll put some time tokens into our time machine, and we'll get right to it. And we have our time machine here, and I quickly picked a couple tokens up, and it looks like they're from the 1950s, 1952 and 1955. I have a few more in my pocket that from the 60s, so we're going to put them right in and have some Valentine's Day fun. And here we go again. We have some goodies. And we'll start out with trading cards. For those of you who watched my last video, we talked about different Topps trading cards in comics. And this one I set aside for Valentine's Day, as we have our Smurf with a trumpet and a little mailbag, of course, with a love letter. And what Valentine's Day can't be complete without love letters and cards? And I wanted to show you this beauty. It's a bigger pack than the standard packs that are about 3/4 the size, and it's Smurf Super cards because they're bigger. There are a couple lines that Topps had that were larger that included Pee Wee Herman and Smurfs. This is one of them, and you can see some nice giant-sized cards in there. Just wanted to show you that one. Beautiful wax wrapper as we kick off our Valentine's Day. And speaking of cards and Valentine's Day cards, we have one right here. This is considered vintage from the 1940s, and it's quite beautiful. You can see the train and the little details right there of the heart on the front of the motor, of the locomotive, right here in the background and right on the bench. I'll train you to be my Valentine. Very clever. You can see just the streamlined locomotive and the detail and the shading, just really neat to show. It even stands up on its own too because it's three-dimensional and on good quality cardstock. So this is more than 80 years old, and it still is just wonderful artwork. It's the Valentine's there in 3D. And another Valentine's Day card I want to show you involves a comic book and Superman. And this is an absolute beauty from 1940. 1940 was just a couple years after Superman made his debut in comic books, and he already has a card. So that's a testament to how quick his popularity came to be. And I like the message. What Superman does, I don't want to do. He travels alone. I want to travel with you. And you can see on the right-hand side, the couple's together in their little car speeding away. And it's really cute. Even the details on the hearts and right in here. And it kind of reminds me of the Love Is comic. My wife and I share those back and forth by Castelli. And you have the Cupid-like characters right there, just like Love Is, or even the Campbell Soup advertisements back in the day, if anybody remembers those. And just wonderful. Just like the last one, it stands up on its own too. And it's just really cute to see the detail there. And the back is mostly cardstock. Nothing on the back there, but just wanted to show you the artwork flying over the skyscrapers in the clouds with a big heart and a Superman Valentine's Day card. Imagine getting one of these in school. That would be a thrill. And now to look at some comic books from the Golden Age, and we'll start out with True Secrets. Number 21, right here, you can see a beautiful romance cover taking place outside on the terrace and the balcony while the dancers and partygoers are inside with the glow of the window and the light coming through. A nice evening scene. And it's an older copy. It has some tape on there, but nonetheless, it's a beautiful artwork. And this came out in August of 1952. And the artwork on the cover is by Jay Scott Pike. Yeah, Jay Scott Pike worked a little bit for DC and Marvel Comics, but he really had some nice, and you can see his signature there, tender and soft artwork. And a little bit of his background, he was a Marine, so a tough guy having talent to draw some soft moments. How about that? And you can see this young lady, she's an art student, all the details, the roof and the studio, all drawn by Jay Scott Pike. And he's best known for working on DC's Dolphin. Dolphin was a character that was eventually joined Aquaman and their team in Jan of the Jungle, and that was a Marvel book. So Jay Scott Pike had a lot in romance after having a military career. Maybe he was influenced by some of the funnies that came his way when he was serving. But just great artwork, the detail, the bracelet on the wrist, the angle, much like a photography shot, and just beauty. True Secrets. A collection of short stories. That's when men smoked pipes and thought nothing of it, right in public. Writing things down, love letters, the tearful eye looking at the picture, the vintage car. Just a wonderful blast to 1950s, in particular 1952. But there's always a happy ending for the most part in these books. So just wanted to show you that. Some J. Scott Pike artwork, True Secrets, 10 Cent, Atlas Comics, and the Golden Age. Just a beautiful sight to behold. Why not second a good thing with another one? And that is True Secrets number 32. And going a little bit more than dating and smooching to getting married. So the name of the title is I'm Engaged. And that's the book two. Another J. Scott Pike artwork, usually found in the interior and the bottom. Right over there we have the signature illustrated. And at the time, a Golden Age book, it was a lot harder to find who drew the artwork. The artist was also accompanied in this book by Vince Colletta, as we all know, the inker of a lot of Jack Kirby's work for Fantastic Four and Marvel titles. And we can see more goodness here. Look at the emotion pouring out, the eyes locked in gaze, and then followed by a smooch. The chemistry just happens right there. Just a lot of beautiful artwork. Another note about J. Scott Pike was he also was a regular contributor to Atlas with Texas Kid, My Own Romance, Combat Casey, Men in Action. So he did go back and forth between romance, combat titles, and even westerns, and just great. This line work to me looks like Vince Colletta, as it's more simple in design, not a lot of value or weight to the pen. Sometimes he received some criticism for not putting too much value and too much contrast, but nonetheless, he was an early artist in Marvel and Alice history, and one to be reckoned with. But just a lot of enthusiasm, detail. Just look at the hair color, the greens, the yellows, sometimes softer tones of pink in the background that these romance books brought about, the flower, the petal. A lot of cinematography and angles go into creating these books. Even the advertisements were geared to young women who probably more frequently purchased these books. But True Secrets is an Atlas delight, romance title, and you can see side by side the red on the right hand side, the blue, the smooch, and the love, and the hugs, and the hands. Just wanted to show you these great books. Vince Colletta again, and of course, Jay Scott Pike. And we'll set them aside. And we're going to go a little further back in time to the year 1950 in September. And this is a very worn copy of True to Life Romances. Beautiful cover. You see the flowers in the background, the garden, the moonlight, the angle, craning of the neck, and kissing, of course, as it's Valentine's Day with this true to life romance. Number 5, 10-cent book. And the cover artist is J.B. Cole, who worked for this title here. It's pretty worn, right in the publication there, but it is complete. And it's by Star Publications, as the camera sharpens 1950. I did a little restoration in this book because the history is I found it crammed into a modern age bag and board, crumpled on the sides. Some of the seams still show. And I took it out. The cover was detached, a lot of breaks in the side of the spine. So I took it upon myself to do a little surgery just to keep the book together. The pages are complete. But it just beautiful artwork. Had to get it, literally $2, so I couldn't pass that up. I don't know if the shop owner knew that they had a Golden Age book at hand, and a rather rare one. But just look at how it presents, how it shows. Exciting, intimate confession. Might be true stories, as the title mentioned. But looking through, the Bittersweet Trail. There are 4 stories in this book, and you can see the artwork there. Doing some research to find out who exactly illustrated this particular book, but not much could be found. If anybody knows any true-to-life romance artist that might be part of the history, then let me know in the comments below. But I found this part particularly fascinating, a biography in 1950 of Elizabeth Taylor, kind of telling her start in her industry and acting. And on the opposite side, another actor, just being careful to turn the page, Gregory Peck. My mother loved Gregory Peck. She has quite a few movies with Clark Gable, Gregory Peck, Sean Connery. Those were the heartthrobs back in the day. And Valentine's Day, we have to mention those heartthrobs. Bringing the book a little closer, just seeing some more of the writing and the text. It's a lot of writing going on here, really trying to convey the story. Maybe a Chevelle in the corner. That's a very neat sight. See the fireplace. Looks like some painting going on, sculpting. Talk about romance. They did it right in the 1950s and 60s. The stories, the drama, the man who did not love her going away into the army. Oh my goodness. But we got a smooch right there, so that's always good. Eyes locked, target acquired, and smooch. That's really fun there. Looking out the window, gazing. There's always a moment in these romance comics where there's tension and doubt. And then when you turn the page, there you have it, a happy ending right there as the couple comes together closer. So I'll pick up the book for you, but it is very frail, and we end right there. I hope you enjoyed those 3 Golden Age books from the 50s, and now we'll kind of fast forward into time to some 1966 fun with, of course, Archie and the Archie joke book. I love this cover. I had to show it to you all because it's really cute. Of course, Archie always had a thing for Veronica, and Betty, always had a thing for Archie, so a little love triangle there. But you could see the hearts orbiting around Archie, and of course, the very observant Jughead says he's always in orbit. So just a wonderful cover. Wanted to show you that. Most of the artwork in Archie was completed by Stan Goldberg and Dan DeCarlo. Stan Goldberg sometimes wrote Stan G in the books there. And this is cute. It's the introduction of the clicker, the remote control. And this is June 1963. So, right as the cover says, so that's the advent of the remote control. How about that? So, not a lot of love stories in this book, just some side stories, a couple page stories, shenanigans, silliness, little jokes illustrated in comic. But the cover is a beauty. A little known fact about Archie Joke Book is Neil Adams used to contribute to Archie's. He did some single page funnies for them. He also did some cartoons and caricatures before he started with DC and Batman, what he's known for, and some of the action hero genre. So the staff was trying to find some work for him to do, and Neil Adams did some Archie before venturing out to the successful career. Did you ever think Neil Adams and Archie would go together? And they do. Bring in another funny book. Of course, Valentine's Day always includes dating. A little date too if you're starting a relationship and getting to know the person, or you're in a relationship and you can relax a little bit more. But that's a cute cover here. A little soda fountain, a little parfait for the ice cream and the drink. And you could see Veronica is from a more affluent background, and Archie's kind of from your middle class family, going to high school and dating the expensive date, ergo Veronica, and dating the cheap date, Archie. So it was really cute. Just wanted to show you that cover from issue number 101. This is from 1966. And just thumping through the pages, you can see, oh, Rocky and Bullwinkle for Cheerios advertisements. So different right there. Jughead has an admirer too, chasing after. So that's great for Valentine's Day. Love is in the air. Even if Jughead doesn't want to take the bite. Nice Polaris nuclear sub. Kind of popular during the age of the Cold War, so there's definitely some advertisements there. And Archie Club news. Little bit of romance, but not too much inside this book. But the cover was a lot of fun, so you can even play a record for your date too. Love the colors. Archie Joke Book. Just great. And if you're in a relationship for a while, there's always the good and the bad. And sometimes, if you're a husband or a boyfriend, you're just kind of at the mercy of the girl you love. And you can see Veronica cranking up Archie. And we all know the feeling, right, guys? No, I'm teasing. But it's just a beautiful cover from Pep 19. This is 139. And this dates back to 1960 as well, in June. So Pep Magazine, just wanted to throw in that cover because we all know lovey-dovey, and we also know reality too. Just miscellaneous short stories in there as well. Fun cover. And we're going to conclude our Valentine's Day comic parade with two books from June of 1962, and they're from Charlton Comics, right in the upper corner. These are Silver Age books, and this is how they would appear in the comic book stands and shelves. They both came out at the same month in the same year, so you're kind of picking between which title, this one or this one. Both have enticing and wonderful artwork, and you can see the drama and the tension, My Sister's Husband. So these are a little bit romance, but also romantic drama. But nonetheless, you have the smooch scene. The farmer neighbor is kind of disappointed that an old boyfriend returned to town, and quite a bit of smooches. A lot of scenery there, a lot of short stories. This is where Charlton really didn't write the names of the authors in the book. No research has to be done there. But a lot of guest artists jumped in right before they became famous. Even Steve Ditko did work for Charlton, more of the science fiction themes. You can see the previous owner even wrote maybe disdain for guitar playing, or maybe Chet Atkins. But a little bit of adding. We have to thank Carol for this book, Carol Budke. She previously owned both of these books and added some color touches right there, naming Tony and Terry, maybe the characters. So it's kind of fun to see how somebody enjoyed these books before when they came out fresh in the early 1960s. You have that tearful eye, the drama there. I think these romance stories can't be complete without a little bit of tear and the ultimate seduction and smooch, as we have it there. But look at the clothing. It's almost like Jackie Onassis, the show of the cut of the dress, the collar, the buttons, even the purse. Very posh and chic, and you could see here more fashion. So these romance stories captivated the hearts of many young women, and even did a perusal of fashion and also love and fun. So very neat. These were both issued at the same time. And I wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for tagging along with me as we explored some Silver Age and Golden Age Valentine's romance books. May we all take a moment to cherish our significant others, our family, and share love. Happy Valentine's Day, and thank you for watching.